It's time for a change.
I'm telling you right now, this is gonna skyrocket.
Enough with the suits.
Warren Buffett? More like Little Miss Muffet.
This is the digital age.
Transfer my money or I swear to...
The power is at your fingertips.
I'm up $2,000 today, and I kid you not, I've got no clue why.
Welcome to CorTrades.
All right, welcome in. It's been 2 weeks. CorTrades, the squad is back here, fresh out of the lab. Brennan Duarte, Austin Platts, I'm Dylan Corbett. Let's dive into some headlines. This was kind of last week, and they recently had a bounce back today, but Peloton has been getting crushed lately, down 50% over the last 3 months, 15% rally today. That's including that. I don't really get this. They're all of a sudden, so since there's a sell-off, they're selling shares for the first time since their IPO a couple of years ago, kind of trying to generate more cash flow and more, I don't know, positive bias to get that stock jumping again.
Here's the thing with Peloton. I think that it gets treated like a technology stock, and it got way overvalued.
Right, and a bit of a startup too.
I think people are now realizing, holy shit, we value this way too high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The pandemic played a part of it too, because everyone's like, holy shit, I gotta work out at home. And it's an interesting thing too, working out at home versus going to the gym. Brennan, what are your stances on that? Were you just dying during the pandemic when you kind of just had to do push-ups in your room by yourself?
I got lucky. I was at my parents' house, and
right, okay.
My dad has like a full gym in our basement at the time. But had I been like here, I would have been fucked. I would have been pissed. But yeah, Austin's right. Like, I mean, that definitely has something to do with it, with the pandemic ending and people finally going back to gyms.
Yeah. Would
yeah,
you
Peloton isn't needed anymore. Also, I've heard that Peloton is like not a great company to work with, as like if gyms, you know, like let's say Lifetime wanted to put a Peloton in their gym. Apparently Peloton is just not a good business to work with other businesses.
Right, they're trying to be exclusive. Hey, we're in your home. It's not actually supplying the gyms. Yeah, like could you the mirror from Lululemon's a thing too? Could you ever see like a machine, just one machine? Like I'm kind of in the thing like I need a bunch of machines to get a full workout at home. But is there like, would you ever be a treadmill guy, which is basically what Peloton is banking on in your future?
Yeah, personally, no. I mean, I could see if, cardio is your thing, how that would work, but
right.
Yeah.
Isn't the Peloton just the bike?
Well, they have classes. It's a bike. I think there's like a stair stepper element to it too. But it is just kind of one machine, and it's like supposed to be it's very class oriented too.
If I was rich, I would get one for sure. I
Right.
bike almost every time I go to the gym, so yeah, I'd probably go one.
I'm starting to find a struggle where it's like, God, like going to the gym versus kind of, finding the time to get up and go, maybe sit through traffic versus just trying to do stuff at home. But I don't know. Peloton also has like there was like a couple of infants that got like seriously injured from like being near the Peloton. So they also have that going for it. I don't know how the hell that works though. This is crazy. Elon Musk tweets a poll asking his 50 plus million followers whether he should sell his Tesla stock.
Yeah.
The poll came back yes, and he ends up selling a ton.
Yeah, and he also, did you see his tweet to Bernie Sanders?
Mm-hmm.
When he's like, just let me know, Bernie, and I'll sell more stock.
Yeah, he's like, you want me to sell more stock? Because Bernie's again, saying the same, preaching in the choir. Hey, we need the wealthy to do more.
Yeah.
I saw a stat that that Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk have sold like $11 billion worth of their stock in the last month or something. Something crazy. And on average, it was $1 billion the years before.
Did you see that from this dude Chamath? He's like the Indian dude or something, the successful billionaire. He's like part owner of the Warriors. He said the exact same thing you said. And this was crazy, where he goes, the richest men on the planet are selling their own stocks that they said they would never sell, and they're doing it. So either you are smarter than the millionaires and billionaires, or you have to reevaluate your current positions.
No, he said the smartest people in the world are doing it.
Right.
And yeah, the All In podcast, I just started, but I've watched like the past 4 of them. Those guys are so smart. I mean, you should listen to them. There's a reason they're billionaires.
Right.
What do you think Bezos and Elon are doing with all that money?
I wonder if, well, you've been hearing for like a year now, and Michael Burry, the dude that they made the Big Short after, and in the movie, he was super early, right? But he was eventually right. Well, shit, for the last like year and a half, he's been like deleting his Twitter and then coming back and saying it's all crashing. And then like it's been like a couple months, but now you're starting to see various dominoes that are like, wait a second, what's going on? And this news is coming out kind of like, we just broke, I think this week, it's looking like 5 straight weeks, right? We're at ATHs across the board. And now are we due for not necessarily a recession, but at least a pullback?
I think we're fucked.
I think we said the same thing this time last year.
No, seriously though. I don't know how soon, but in the next year or two, I think it's going to be bad. Inflation's starting to actually hit, and it's not just from the Feds printing too much money. It's got a lot to do with supply chain issues and people not wanting to go back to work, which is rising wages. And you can't, raise a wage and then after inflation goes down, take the wage back to what it was before.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting paid $20 an hour at Chick-fil-A. Literally, I saw a $20 sign to work full time at Chick-fil-A. They're not going to bring it back down to 12. So, and now it's gotten to the point where everybody's been talking about inflation for the past 6 months, year, to where now companies are like, all right, well, I see this guy raising his prices, he's raising his, I might as well do it too, because it's not that big of a deal if everybody else is doing it. So that causes people to spend less and causes fear in the market. And I think it's going to get bad.
It's kind of interesting because it's like, I feel like there's a real divide where it's like the pandemic, like all of a sudden you were either out of a job or you were just thrown into a whole different phase of what your job was. And people are kind of, saying like, shit, do I really want to go back and be like a delivery worker, a delivery driver when I could just trade stocks or be a vlogger? Like there is like, this divide where it's like, okay, the whole thing is like growing up, going to college, get an education and, working a 9 to 5 and being a family man. Now it's like, hey, you don't have to go to college here. Be an entrepreneur there. And now technology is creating so much more jobs that people didn't even think would exist, let alone a decade ago.
Yeah, I watched this video where it's like people think that unemployment is going down, like the numbers are going down. But in reality, when people decide just to not go back to the workforce and either retire or, I don't know, live off their family money, they don't include those in the unemployment numbers. So something crazy like 11 million people just decided to not go back to work. So really it's people. I mean, it's hard to find people anywhere. You go to the Valley and Starbucks closes at 1 p.m. and Chick-fil-A closes at like 7. I mean, it's nuts.
That's crazy. The IPO, speaking of crazy, the largest since 2014. Have you guys heard of this? No. I didn't even know this was a thing. Rivian. Have either of you heard of this company? It's basically the Tesla rival.
Yeah, but I heard they haven't sold a single car yet, right? People have just seen the factories and it looks legit.
Right. They are the largest U.S. company without any sales or even revenue. And yeah, it's crazy. Like, does that sketch you out a little bit? Or are you kind of just like, who knows, Brendan?
I mean, yeah, so they haven't had any profit, sold a single car thus far, but they've had the largest IPO since 2014.
Correct. I think they basically just test drive vehicles. And wasn't Tesla similar to that, where they were all kind of show and then finally was like, and then there was huge delays getting the different models to people?
Yeah, I think there was a company in China like that too called NIO.
Yes.
Yeah.
And didn't they have a really good IPO and then crashed? Or am I wrong on that?
No, there is NIO, and we'll get into some EV stocks. You brought up Nikola, Austin. So yeah, that's That's what Nikola whatever tried to do the same, but they were basically Tesla for 18 wheelers. And the CEO or the guy on the board was indicted for fraud, and the charges were he basically lied about every single aspect of business.
I remember seeing that stock all over TikTok too and stuff. Everybody was in on it.
Now it's down to like $14. So that's the risk you have. It's like, is Rivian the thing? But this guy right into it. This guy's like an MIT graduate. And they're essentially the pickup trucks and SUVs. So they're not directly competing with Tesla. They're trying to augment almost.
I have heard that people have like gone through their factories and test driven their cars and seen proof of deals made with large companies to supply them with cars. So I think they're legit. It's just crazy that their valuation is in the tens of billions, right?
It IPO'd at $78. They're already up 116% to $169 per share in the past week.
Dear Lord.
Brent, did you see any of those? Are you whipping any of those? They are kind of sleek. Did you see any photos?
I have not. I'm actually going to pull some up.
Yes.
Right now. Rivian?
Rivian. I'm not a pickup truck guy, but maybe this might be the future.
I'm not really either, but has the Cybertruck come out yet for Tesla?
I don't know. I love that thing. Freaking Elon Musk whips in. It's like the Batmobile. Like I don't think I've even.
Oh, this kind of looks dope. It almost looks like a Bronco, but a truck.
Yeah, dude, it's sick.
I don't know. Maybe that's why people are buying it.
Dude, this thing is sick.
Yeah.
Yes. No wonder they're up 116%, but there's no shares, no sales. Everyone's just like, holy fuck.
I wonder what prices start at for this bad boy. No,
I think I saw 70,000.
Did you see Tesla's getting sued by JP Morgan?
Really?
As of yesterday, I think.
What?
Yeah, it's for like 200 million, I think.
I think I did see that.
It was something having to do with like Elon Musk's tweet back in 2018 when he said he was going to, or when he was considering taking Tesla private and like had everything in order to do so. And basically it caused JP Morgan to like change the price of all their warrants because of like all the volatility. And then he said he's not going to take it private. And I think it had something to do with like a breach in some contract they had and him causing too much volatility. I mean, it's only 200 million, which is probably nothing to him, but large banks usually never sue clients like that.
Right. Seriously, one that's as well known as them too.
Yeah. They never sued large clients like that.
I'm just going to rip off some EV stocks I'm currently in. Tesla now I'm up 41%. And I'm thinking like, do I just sell this now? Like, are we due for a dip? I just have one share. Like, should I get out while we're up? But then I don't want to see it skyrocket and kind of have to buy back at the higher price, GM, it's interesting seeing all these, built Ford tough companies switching to EV. Ford, GM's a company I'm in that's been great. Volkswagen. There's this company, Fisker, FSR. It's only $24 a share. Like, it's a very competitive market, just of kind of like random different companies. ZEV, I'm in. Full, transparency here. Some winners and losers. Fisker, FSR, I was up 52%. ZEV, I'm down 43%. Solo, down 53%. They're basically the Canada EV kind of thing. And that's not going great. Have you guys heard of Workhorse? This was a big TikTok.
No, I haven't.
They're basically EV drones, delivery trucks, planes, and commercial transportation. They've just been getting, I got in and they like immediately halved.
Are they self-driven?
Yes.
Wait, you're in all those?
No, I am in all of those. Yes, correct.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I forgot. I kind of avoided your question from 2 weeks ago. I'm in 79 stocks.
Dude.
Holy shit.
That's the portfolio.
Are you kidding?
I have a watch list of another 79. I'm just kind of peeking at.
That's stressful.
Speaking of EV, I was listening to Chamath and he's like, in times of volatility, when you're not sure if the market's gonna, go south pretty quick, you can do spread trades. So bet on one sector and bet that it'll do better than another sector. So it's independent of the market. So a good spread trade would be to bet on EV car stocks against regular gasoline car stocks that aren't very progressive. And, even if it goes down but it doesn't go down as much as the other stocks, you still make money.
That's crazy. It's almost like I had a buddy suggest to me, he's like, hey, when is there going to be an app like the Action Network where you can track everyone's, like it's social media for investing? Like you could see, oh shit, hey, my buddy just bought in on Chainlink. You know, that's the app. Like it's like social media for investing. Okay, so more headlines and then we'll wrap up CorTrades. Heard feedback. It was real easy listen. We're trying to keep things light, which is good. Casper Sleep Company gets bought out yesterday. This was another company I was in. Shares jumped 90% just because they got bought out. I basically evened out on my initial investment, but that's just crazy. That's the goal of every company, right? Just to get bought out.
They're expensive too. I looked into buying a bet on them, and they're thousands.
Who bought them?
It was like some venture capitalist firm. Like they're basically, they were buying them up and they're trying to, I guess, spark their price and do something.
New York Investment Durational Capital. Yep, you are correct.
Right.
That's crazy though.
It's like, what are they going to do? Make the mattress more comfortable?
Yeah.
Are they keeping their name and everything? I'm sure they are.
For now, I basically treaded water on the stock today. This news was yesterday. Recording this on a Tuesday night, probably posting on a Wednesday. Roblox, which we mentioned 2 weeks ago, crushed earnings. They're up 48% since the last pod. News comes out this week that they are exploring educational video games for schools, which is just brilliant. So now they're going to take over, like they're already huge with pre-teens and et cetera. Now, if they get into the school game, that's going to be a federal company.
That's insane.
Wait, yeah, I'm surprised that hasn't like been done before, really. I know there's educational games out there, but yeah.
I guess there probably has, but Roblox is such a like already commonly used platform that it's.
And they're another one of these guys trying to be in the metaverse kind of game. Mm-hmm. Like they're prepping for that. They've already got kind of that platform. Now it's a matter of finding the virtual reality company to pair with them. And then it's in schools. You guys remember growing up with Computer Lab? Like that was, our parents are probably like, what? You have a class called Computer Lab? What are we it's going to be Roblox. You know, I got period 4 Roblox hour.
Our kids are going to have like VR goggles that they go to the metaverse every day.
Hey, Dad, I forgot my VR goggles at home.
Speaking of that, I watched Ready Player One 2 days ago, and I almost immediately bought an Oculus right after. Pulled up Austin.
That is great. We should all get them. We'll create the Winging It metaverse. We'll mention that on Winging It. There was a company I had a meeting with that was interesting, but we'll discuss it coming up. That has to do with NFTs. Let's see. Picks from last pod. Snapchat up 1.5%. GSAT we're down 2.5%. Do you guys have a Chainlink update? Been doing good, solid.
It
crushed
an all-time high last week, I believe, at like 38, and now it's back to 29. Yeah. So it's all over the place, but still have hope.
Of course. Opti still hanging onto the one set. Do you guys know what Solana is? Can you tell me any more about that? It was a crypto I've heard that is apparently rising up in terms of market cap, or
yeah, essentially Ethereum's like broken. The more people that use Ethereum, the higher the gas fees are. So every time you make a transaction on Ethereum, you have to pay a fee. It used to be $20. Now it's like $250 every time you want to do something. And that's mainly from the NFT space. So many people got into NFTs, it raised the volume. So Ethereum's broken. These other platforms and ecosystems came to be, like Solana and Avalanche, to fix this. And they're like 1,000 times faster. I think they're almost the speed of light, and they're free to do transactions. But the thing with them is they're a completely different ecosystem, completely different platform. So they almost have to get people to migrate from the Ethereum to Solana. And they also came out with an NFT, place, I guess.
Marketplace, right?
Yeah. And there was a couple that popped. So it gained the popularity, and I think it 100x'd in like a few months.
So 1, should I get in? 2, should I get out of Ethereum? My God, what's going on there?
Dude, you're asking, I don't know. I'm in the same pickle. It's tough. But all I know is that if Ethereum doesn't get fixed soon, a lot of people are going to jump ship.
I'm up like 100% on that too. So I wouldn't hate kind of getting the hell out, but who knows?
But there's so many of the tokens are built on Ethereum, like so many of them.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be. I don't think people will jump ship. I think they're gonna trust Ethereum to fix it, and we'll see.
I fuck with their creator too, that Russian dude. That's just like
Vitalik Buterin.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere that who the mystery man behind Bitcoin that no one knows except for that name might get unmasked in like a Florida court because there's like some Bitcoin like major lawsuit going on.
Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's being named. Like, I think because some guy is trying to claim that he was the founder of Bitcoin, and then it's like, well, actually, everyone attributes this guy, but no one knows who he is. Maybe he comes.
I'm surprised more people haven't claimed that they are the founder of Bitcoin.
Dude, you probably get like a bounty on you.
Yeah, you would probably go missing from the face of the earth within a day. Okay, so I'm adding 3 more to stocks you need in your portfolio. These are kind of bigger companies, long plays. Mentioned Roblox. How about that? Coinbase up 2%. Apple's up 17% in my portfolio, not necessarily since the last pod. DoorDash. I'm the CEO of it. I love it. I get it every single day. It's so fire. 234. Like, it's a company, and there's just so much they can do with it. Like, I don't know. I like DoorDash, obviously.
Dylan, you got to start just giving out market caps. The price doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, what do you mean? You're saying like if you were going to buy a share,
all I would care about is the market cap. I don't care about the number.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. John Deere, and then is it NDAQ, which is basically a tracker of the NASDAQ, which is my favorite.
Why John Deere?
Oh, dude, they cornered the farming market. Like, it's basically them and Caterpillar. I mean, so I joined in a couple months ago. It's not a real volatile one, like just a steady 7%. These are kind of your, hey, throw them in there. They're high price stocks, high market cap, which more research on. But yeah, those are stocks that kind of anchor the top of your portfolio.
What was the last one?
And NDAQ, which is basically tracking the NASDAQ, which is my favorite out of them, the Dow, S&P. Russell 2000, though, slowly coming up my favorite chart.
Russell 2000, yeah. I forgot we were supposed to pick a stock and then track it throughout the weeks.
That's no worries. I've got one. It's my pick of the pod, and then we'll get out of here, and then we'll go record winging it. Brennan Duarte, Austin Platts, I'm Dylan Corbett. Traeger Grills. Heard of them?
Yes, I've heard of them.
Public company. I mean, they're.
Yeah, go ahead.
Their ticker symbol, Cook. How great is that?
Did they just now go public?
They were an IPO in August, trading the lowest it has been since that IPO. It's at $16. And then it went as high as $32 before halving. I think we could see it hit $40 in the next couple of months. It was interesting because they went public on August, like late August, which is like right after grill season. Yeah. So, I feel like it's going to come back up by the time next.
Yeah. They're down 16% just today. Right. that winter weather is
hop in.
Yeah.
Can I give out a stock / token,
please,
to follow? Lido. I think Brendan might know about this too. LIDO, but it's a token. Basically, it's a platform you can stake Ethereum on, and it has like 11% of all the Ethereum tokens in it. And yeah, we'll see how that performs.
Interesting. Lido, LIDO. Last thing, guess the stock price. I just got one. I came across this today. Yeti. Like Yeti coolers and all that apparel.
That's
Yeti,
public?
They are public. I have their stock price. I don't know if Austin, you could look up their market cap. And we could.
I just looked up their market cap.
What is that?
Market cap is $9.15 billion.
Okay.
For Yeti.
Yeah.
Well, wait a second. So why do you guys like that better than
because stock price, it it depends upon how many shares a company has. Like if a company has a bunch of shares, their stock price is going to go down. But if they limit it to a certain amount of shares, the stock price is going to go up. So a better, key of how successful a company is the market cap, because that's basically how much the company's worth.
Yeah, better valuation. It's how much the company's worth. I mean, Shiba Inu is Shiba Inu is like 0.0001 or whatever, but it's worth 30 billion.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
really, the market cap is what you should rank these on.
That makes sense. That's why there's so many fucking coins that people are trying to get in on the next.
But there's like a quadrillion amount of them, so that's why it's so high.
Yeah,
Right.
because like Yeti could do a massive stock split right now.
Yeah.
And just create a shit ton more shares, and the stock price is going to go way down, but it's still the same. It's still Yeti. I mean, still the same market cap.
Right. Okay. That
Yeah.
makes a lot more sense.
Mhm.
All right. Noted. Pod number 2 is back. CorTrades. Appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you guys in a couple weeks. Check out some of these coins and stocks.